Welcome once again to Let Us Farm. So today we will be talking about people asking me, if they can feed their catfishes with intestine, maggots, even though they have feed. It's not like they want to substitute the feed with this, but they have feed, but they want to feed, add intestine, maggots to the feeding programs of their catfishes. So some of them are asking me, oh, is this good? Is this going to be like maybe there's like a negative effect or a positive effect? So that's what we'll be talking about. So my name is Emelife Oge of Let Us Farm, and all we do here is to try to bring you practical solutions to solving all your agri problems. And remember, if you're having any issue with your farm, simply do a 2 to 3 minutes video and send to me. When I look at these problems, I'll be able to provide you with a practical solution to solving your problem. Remember, these services are free. So you can send these videos to 081-353-48909 and I'll pick it up from there. I'll be right back to discuss this. Welcome back. So, like I said, we are discussing about, feeding your catfishes with maggot, intestine, not to substitute with your feed. I've said this many times. If you're supposed to use 100 bags of feed and you decide to put maggot and this and you think that using 80 bags that the maggot will make up for that's just another way of wasting your time. Like I always say, catfish business is like a computer system. It's what you put that you get as your output. It's a garbage in and garbage out. So you don't expect to garbage in rubbish and expect good in return. It doesn't work like that. You can't use brain for catfish. It doesn't work like that. So but now I have some people for some time now, they ask me this question. They say, look, we have our feed, we have everything ready, but we're kind of thinking if we should support our catfish feed by giving them maggots just to support the feeding, and giving them chicken intestine. We have access to market where we can get chicken intestine, all those things. That so first of all, I always ask one question. I say, wait, is this going to be additional cost? Some say no, it's not additional cost. Or even at that, a lot of stories that we have these things, we just want to use it to support our feed and stuff like that. Not like they don't want to feed. Okay, so now this is the thing. I want you to understand something. Yes, we all know that maggot is proteinous. That's what we're told, that maggot has high level of protein. And also chicken intestine is also protein. As you know, chicken itself is protein, it's white meat, and has very high volume of protein percentage in it. So meaning that both of these things are very, very good with protein. So it means that they're going to increase or add up to whatever is the protein content of any feed you are using. That's correct. Okay, so now the question is, should they use it? Now, this is my answer to anyone that wants to do it. If you have your feed, you are feeding twice a day, but you decide to infuse maggots or intestine into your feeding program, it's not a bad idea. But here are things you have to do. Always make sure that the maggot you want to feed your catfishes are neat. Preparation of maggot could be very dirty, but before you feed them to the catfishes, try and wash them, let them be neat. If they are not neat, there could be possibilities of them, carrying infection to your catfishes, which is not what any one of us wants to hear. Because the environment that sometimes we produce maggot is a very stinking environment. So before you do it, try and use sieve with water and wash it thoroughly to look very clean. Now, if it is chicken intestine, you know that chicken intestine, if you keep chicken intestine, if you have ever had the opportunity of getting a chicken intestine, I have used it. So that's why I'm telling you all this is for you to understand that not be say person don't know what they talk. So if you have had the opportunity of getting chicken intestine in large quantity or putting it inside water, you will see there's something like something like a rainbow color on top of that water. You get it? So these are the oil from the chicken. Even if you are an African, you are from Nigeria, and you know our traditional way of killing fowl, you know, in the process of killing fowl, and you want to like take care of the meat and all these things, chicken intestine itself, once you put it inside water, there's going to be like a rainbow color there. See, all these things, what it does to the water is that it like hardens the water. Reduction in oxygen supply in that water is going to happen. And in some cases, if the chicken intestine is not neat and the fishes did not eat it, whatever is inside this intestine will also be poured inside the water. I don't know if you are getting this. So also it is in maggot. The environment where these things are produced are not in the best interest of being so clean, because when you are doing catfish, one of your major aims is to make sure that the pond in the water is very neat. That's why your management should be top-notch. This helps you to prevent sickness, right? Now, if feeding intestine and maggot is going to increase the infection level in your pond, then it is a no-no, right? So for you to get it right, like I said, you feed in the morning, you feed in the evening, and you now want to give chicken intestine or maggot at night just to like supplement, to like boost the protein that they eat, my advice is wash those things very, very well. You know, wash it very well, wash the maggot very well, wash the intestine very well, feed to your fishes. But when you feed to your fishes, let's say you feed them this night, this thing, tomorrow morning I will advise you to change their water. So when you change their water, what you've done again is that you have made everything to be clean, so they don't contact any sickness from the remnants that will be in the pond. Once you are able to do this, some people will say, no, there is no remnant, but you forget that once you are feeding them, these things hit the water. So by and large, there's going to be some forms of debris that will enter the pond because of this thing. So to avoid situation that this thing settles with the fish and cause more problem, it's advisable to change the water, especially when you are using surface pond. Surface pond are like your tanks, your tarpaulin, your concrete pond. These are surface pond. But if you are using earthen pond, there's no problem. What's going to happen is that the natural water recycle system is going to purify the area and make it neat. So if you can be able to keep to these rules and regulations of using it, oh, no problem. But like I said, do not believe that this is going to replace your feed. No. All you want to do is to boost whatever you are feeding your catfishes. And I will always say, if this thing is going to cost you some good money, please don't do it. Because when you do it and it's costing you some big money, I will advise you to use that money and buy feed, so that you don't unnecessarily increase the cost of production, which is going to reduce your profit level. You see, these things, we need to like always put it side by side, because the truth is that when you are doing commercial catfish farming, your aim is to make money. And if you are trying to make money, you can't put something that doesn't add more value to what you are going to get at the point of sale. If you don't understand any of these things I'm saying, please ask me in the comment section. I will gladly break it down more. So anything that's not going to add additional value to whatever is going to be your profit at the end is always advisable to skip it off. It doesn't count. But if it's going to add additional value, good, you go ahead and do it. So if you want to do it and you have your feed and you're able to follow all these processes I said now, and at the end of the sale you see that it added something, good and fine, next time do it. But if it's going to cost you some good money, advice is please don't waste that money. Use that money to buy feed. But it's not going to cost you any money. You have access to these things. Yes, do it the way I have said now, and you're going to be able to laugh at the end of the day. See, if by mistake or coincidence or something and you don't understand what I have said now, I will advise you, before you go on and do anything, kindly reach out to me on 081-353-48909. I will still explain it back to you. And if you're having any problem in your pond, just do a 2 to 3 minutes video of this problem and send it to the same number. When I look at this problem, I will solve it for you free of charge. Until I come your way next time, my name is Emelife Manuel Oge. Keep farming. It's a way of life.